What's up, everybody? Welcome to the team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. So we're covering the Pokemon World Championship again. Another drama situation that happened over the past weekend. And is this worthy of a penalty, warning, game loss, match loss, prizes, whatever you want to say, whatever function you want to put this under? And this is a big topic that has been talked about on the internet. Once again, we're going to provide all the resources, whatever you want to say. You can look at it however you want to. And right now, we're going to watch Isaiah's turn, and we're going to break it down. We're going to talk about everything that's happening. We're going to cut the commentary off like we always do, and just talk about it. So, this is Yoshiyuki's turn right now, taking a knockout on the Regidrago, and we're going to notice it is 57-18 right now, alright? So, Isaiah's turn, and he's taking on a second, which is fine, but obviously Mew is going to come up with the X spot, has to retreat, of course, but, taking a second to decide who comes up, and that is Mew EX. So Isaiah is going to look at his hand, decide what's in there, what can he play, what kind of resources does he have, and he's going to draw a card. So once again, Isaiah is going to look in his hand and decide what he's going to do. This is a pretty pivotal moment right now. Isaiah's down for 4 to 2 price cards. It's game one. It's been already 30 minutes almost. So you can see it's been 29 minutes. You can see Isaiah's thinking right now. Has a discard pile in his hand, going to start contemplating stuff. And this is where things kind of get interesting, because in the Pokemon game, you can't spend an ungodly amount of time deciding what you want to do. The situation, I know it's very high tense, is on stage, but we do see it Ogropon using the grass energy. That's pretty quick, like maybe 30 seconds. So we see 58 minutes right now, 58-10. And every time there's an action, that's where the game clock starts. And then it's just like in live, the game clock's happening, right? And you have so many seconds to do an action, and Pokemon TCG as you do in live, right? These are the same things. This is why live has a countdown timer, and the same situation does arise, right? So you have to make it a play every couple seconds. Right now, you can see Isaiah is still thinking, what do I need to do right now? No actions have been given, so we're looking at Yoshiyuki's discard pile. Once again, it's not a game action, it does not count. So you're going to use Fesendipity right there. Going to draw 3 cards with Flip to Script. So now we're at 58-43. So another 30 seconds has been passed. Going to use that. Draw 3 cards. Isaiah once again looking at his hand. Seeing what 3 cards he has gotten, right? He's got the Ultra Ball now. Got to start thinking what he's going to do. And he's going to attach return to the Regidrago. Once again, time starts again at 58-58. Look at the discard pile again. Look at his deck. Going to count how many cards to the left. These once again are not actions. They do not count as during the play. Looking through his hand one more time. Deciding what he's going to do. You can see he's thinking through his play right now. Taking a second and trying to decide what is he going to do here. Isaiah is once again going to pick up his discard pile. Not really sure if he's just if it's just just trying to look through it. If he's just trying to remember all the resources. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure what's going on in Isaiah's head. I'm sure he's thinking a lot on the line here. But we'll look at their discard pile. Once again, not a game action. Does not count. Now looking at his notes, seeing what's prized, what's not prized, and we see another game action here, which is Energy Switch. So now that one's about 50 seconds, right? 40-50 seconds, so a little bit longer than the previous ones. But Energy Switch from Ogropon to there. Once again, looking at his hand, looking at his notebook. Once again, going to count the deck one more time, just making sure, hey, I don't want to, I don't want to lose this game. Depending on what I want to do here. Once again, picking a discard pile. None of these are game actions. These are not count. We are doing some mental math here, trying to decide how we're going to do this, take away cards and stuff like that. Going to look at his hand one more time, deciding Ultra Ball, no. Looking at the opponent's side of the field, and wait a second, and wait, no, we're thinking, okay, so we haven't done anything, okay, so we're going to wait a second. We're going to think, look through our discard pile again, for the 5th time, maybe this time, look at our notepad, for sure the 3rd time during Isaiah's turn. And we're going to see an Ultra Ball. Nope. Just kidding. Going to wait. Go back. Now we're going to see an Ultra Ball. And now we're going to decide we're going to grab here. So that one was, what, like 40, 50 seconds for sure. That one, right? That one's definitely probably the longest one. Grabbing a Kyurem. Going to put that in their hand. Action stops when he starts shuffling. So we'll say 153. Sure. So we see 153, and we're shuffling up. And so, shuffling, sure. Ask his opponent, does he want to cut? Sure. Got the Kyurem in the hand, has an Ultra Ball. I think that's what we're about to see here. No, we're going to see research immediately. All right, so research. So that's pretty quick right there. So we'll see research, discard, draw 7. So 112, we'll say that. Picks the card. That's when the time starts. Right, yeah, 112. All right, so we're counting again. So we discarded the hand, right? We played Ultra Ball. We did all the actions and stuff like that. We see Yoshiyuki's going to look at Isaiah's discard pile, see what's all in there, what has Isaiah played, and all that kind of stuff. And Isaiah, once again, is thinking. He is taking his time. We can't see his facial reactions right now. So we see retreat into the Mew, so this is an action, so does this count? So that is about 30 seconds there, so another 30 seconds has hit. Now, Isaiah is going to look at his opponent's discard pile. Once again, started time at about 42, right? So it's been about 10 seconds already. And look at their opponent's discard pile. Once again, so Isaiah once again counting his deck to see how many cards are left. Has an Ultra Ball. You can see he's counting cards right now. And we're going to give it a second. And I think he has another Ultra Ball that he's going to play here. Once again, doing the mental math of doing all this, right? Trying to think it through. What's the correct play and all that kind of fun stuff, right? So we see he's still, taking a second. And looks like we are going to see, okay, so nope, going to look at the discard pile one more time, and we do see the Kyurem coming up in the X spot, and we will see the attack here. All right, so that is, 102, right? And this, I'm pretty sure, is a situation that has been brought up. So that was 102, and once again, we'll rewind it, 102, and that was all the way up to, I believe it was 58. So 102 to 58, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So a little over 4 minutes per that turn. Maybe 57. No, yeah, 57. So we're talking about a 5-minute turn. Yeah, because as soon as it's brought up, yeah. So that was about a 5-minute turn. So that is where people are starting to get upset, because Isaiah took a 5-minute turn. Now, the big thing here is, he was very questionable on his timing. It wasn't that he took like one action was 5 minutes. The whole turn was 5 minutes, right? And that's the question here. Is this warranty a penalty or not? So see Isaiah, they pause the match. Nobody really knows what's going on. And we're going to fast forward a little bit more, and you can see, Sage flips out. And right now, I think what they're trying to do is, they're talking about the situation. And Isaiah, I think, eventually gets a warning. And then Isaiah tries to say, hey, I don't want a warning. Further along, down the line, if something happens, warnings escalate. If I get a warning now, they keep escalating. Eventually, you give prize losses and stuff like that. And I think that's where Isaiah is coming out right now. He's trying to, warrant, hey, I did everything in my ability. I took, I did extra actions. I did my actions. And you can see eventually the head judge does come out. And I think that's what they're talking about right now is, hey, I think, and once again, we don't know 100% know, which is all assumption, that Isaiah is like saying, hey, why am I getting a warning? Is this warranted or not? And I think that's what they're talking about. At least that's what the casters did say. So the question is this a penalty or not? Is this a warning? Is this not a warning? Isaiah's actions were, questionable, to say the least. I'm not saying they're wrong or right. That's not up to me. I'm not a judge. I'm not a TO. I'm not an organizer. Not anything. I don't know how the rules work. But the big thing here is, like, let's say Isaiah does this every single turn. Is it worth? Is it saying, hey, you get a 5-minute turn every single game, every single turn of yours? Who's to say? If you let this slide, what else is there to slide? And I think the big thing here too is, how often is this happening? Not only with Isaiah, but with other people as well. How lenient is time, right? And what can we do to fix this? And I think that's something that Pokemon needs to somehow address. I don't know how to address it, right? And, in most cases, some people say, I'll call a judge, whatever. My opponent's taking too long. I'm going to call a judge. I'm going to call a judge, raise my hand, get a judge, come out. We're going to solve the situation kind of thing, right? But what do you do, in the situations where, Isaiah, and not even Isaiah, we'll say Azul, we'll say Tord, we'll say Mahone, we'll say any of the big names you want to say, right? Any of the, mainstays of Pokemon. What do you do when you're a new person and that opponent is one of the best in the game and you're kind of starstruck, right? Because sometimes that does happen and people, they lose track of time. I think even right now, Yoshiyuki's like, hey, what's happening? Why is this happening? I don't think he understands there's a penalty given, right? And it's because that was a 5-minute turn. Is that legal? Is that not legal, right? And that's the big question that we have. And then people on Twitter, some people are saying, yep, Isaiah was in his, his right, saying, yep, 30, 40 seconds, whatever. 50 seconds, that's fine. Some people are saying, hey, you can't do that every single time. You can't take 30 seconds, look at your hand, look at your opponent's discard pile, look at your discard pile, look at your notes, look at your prize cards. Don't look at your prize cards. But, where is the leniency, whereas there's non-leniency, is there, you can see right now, I think that's what's happening. Isaiah's like, pleading his case. Like, I had to think like there's really a tense turn through, my resources. You can see he's thinking like, and I understand. And even the casters like, yeah, this is a very critical point in the game. You have to think it through. But the thing now is how much time has passed, right? We talk about how it was already 29 minutes. Isaiah's turn took 5 minutes. How do you realistically get a game 2 or 3 out of this when, people are taking 5 minutes per turns to make, to do a whole turn, right? 5 minutes per turn, right? You're not going to get anywhere, right? So where's the leniency? I'm not trying to throw shade to Isaiah or anybody. It's just like, how do you tell newcomers these are the rules? How do you enforce those rules? These are things that Pokemon they need to address, and we need communication with this. How does this work? I've seen people do chess timers. I've seen having like actions for so many seconds or something. So what do you do here, right? Is this a warning? Is this not a warning, right? And this is the drama from this weekend. And like I said, Isaiah is not the only situation. We've seen this happen with other people as well. We've seen the Tord situation and stuff like that. Notoriously last year, Tord was, people said that he played too slow at the finals and actually hurt himself because he played too slow. I have no idea if that's true or not. I'm not trying to, throw stones at anybody. I'm just out there just talking what I see, right? So what do you think? Is this warranted a warning? I think that's what ends up happening is there's a warning to Isaiah, from what I can tell. But what do you tell new players? Like, these are the rules. How do you do this in this situation? How do you even call a judge? If this wasn't on stream, would this have even been called, right? And how do you address this? How do you work on it? I have no idea. These are way above me. But I just want to shine light on it that, maybe take notes, maybe wear a watch. You see everybody on stage is wearing a watch. I think Isaiah is also wearing a watch. Just trying to keep track of time. Like, hey, you're going to, 4 or 5 minute turn. We got to do something about it, right? Call a judge, whatever. But how do you do that if you're starstruck, right? And I think that's the big problem that some people might have in the Pokemon community. But yeah, there's a little talk about it. Time is a warning, is a penalty. It's up to you to decide. I'm just here proving the facts. What happened on stage. That's all I can do. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. A little breakdown on time and everything else that happened. 5 minute turn. Was it worth it? Was it not worth it? Not sure. It's up to you to decide. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Alrighty, guys.